Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Morning Wood here on the Pay Me No Mind Sports and Entertainment channel. Check out a piece I've just put up on roundbyroundboxing.com. Also, check me out at bitedownboxing.com. Tonight is game four. It's a pivotal game. I got to get out of here. I got to really get rolling quick today, so I'm not even going to try to drag this out. No KD. That's confirmed already. It looks like Klay Thompson will give it a go. We don't know what he is. I think the advantage has clearly shifted over to Toronto, and I think what's going to be difficult tonight is, I mean, Steph could do it, but him and Draymond logged over 40 minutes in the previous game. This is without that travel day in there. This is a short turnaround, and fatigue, and usage could become an issue, especially if it's a tight game or if they're coming back from a deficit of some kind, which 7 or 8 points was kind of like that sticking point last game. I think that could come into play, honestly. Only one player, Kyle Lowry, he was the only one that played over 40 minutes in the first game. I believe 38 for Kawhi, 38, 39 for Pascal Siakam. I think pretty much here, if between Gasol, Siakam, and Lowry, if two of those guys have a repeat performance, if Lowry doesn't completely go in the tank offensively, I think it's going to be a very tough game for Golden State to win. They just have more bodies. It's not a good style matchup for them right now. Under man, it's really not a great style matchup for them. I would consider moving Iguodala just to shuffle things up a little bit. I would consider moving Cook into the starting lineup. He's a guy that can get to the hole a little bit, whiff the ball off the bounce. He also can shoot mid-range jump. He can and he will and can and will shoot, jump shots, mid-range jump shots. That doesn't seem to be something that Iguodala even considers. He's either launching a three, an extremely long two, probably if he's up against the clock or something. But other than that, he's cutting to the basket or catching alley-oops. And I think right now you need somebody that can get some different looks. That little floater game that Cook has, that's a good weapon right now. You need a guy that can do more stuff. Now that might take the Warriors down a bit on defense with Cook in there, but Iguodala's not going to change into a different shooter. Also, I think the big man Cousins, he's got to figure out a way to be effective. Hell, he just doesn't need to hurt the team on the offensive end. I don't know how you catch the ball, to go to pass it a few times. Nobody's open. You don't take a dribble or anything. And then you pump fake, and then you just decide to shoot a shot. Like, the shot is not in rhythm. And he's a guy right now that doesn't seem to have a whole lot of basketball rhythm in general. And maybe that's because he's not 100%. Maybe he's not 90%. I don't know. But he looks like he's laboring around out there. And they need to find some ways to get him some touches. Maybe a little ISO down low early to get him going. Let him see the ball go in the hole. Maybe before Toronto's defensive intensity ratchets up. Maybe get him some close looks inside and try to do something in there. I don't know. He did have that good, what was that, the second game? But just don't hurt the team with bad shots and turnovers and bad misses. Some of his shots in the post last game were just bad misses, or he turned around and turned into two or three guys and lost the ball or something. So protect the ball, make better decisions. I also saw a great breakdown. Was that Tim Legler? That in some ways the team, different guys on the court, Bogut being one, were holding on to the ball a little too much and not making the correct pass. Basically, they were focusing on Steph Curry a little too much and waiting for catching a pass from Steph, and then not swinging it to the other side of the offense, but just looking to get the ball right back to Steph. And that's kind of not how their defense works, and it's not taking advantages of creating situations 3-on-2, a 3-on-2 play, basically on the other side, where the ball was almost rotated from. So those guys should get coached up on a couple of things. But again, I think the crux of this game, in my opinion, is going to be it needs to be more balanced scoring, unless Steph is just on. But again, like I said, logging all of the minutes that he did last game, if he's not able to get some relief on the scoring, and it can become a problem for him. Like I said, if they're coming back from 10 points down, 8 points down, if they're fighting that battle again, it kind of plays into the hands of the Raptors a little bit. And the Raptors when they play that well-balanced game, that's just such an advantage, because nobody is being overworked. Nobody is carrying, an unfair share of the load or anything. It's like I don't see anybody on their team really pressing. Kawhi is getting his points and getting his looks, and it just seems to be comfortable right now. So tough game, but they definitely have to figure out a way to try to extend this to a game 7. I don't believe that Draymond Green's promise of 6 games. I really don't think that's possible right now, unless Klay Thompson looks 95% of himself. Different ball game. The Mark Stevens situation, the guy who I thought initially was a fan who shoved Kyle Lowry. It's interesting to hear the comments online of some people who you've had personal conversations with or you've known for years, and seen or heard them do a number of questionable things, and then to go online and put out that Mark Stevens should be arrested. I don't really know. I guess for violating the what's appropriate for a game and conduct, at a professional sports, any game, I guess. I guess, I could see arrest, but at the end of the day, is the guy gonna really get some? Is he gonna get some mark on his record? Is he gonna do some time? Is he gonna stay in jail long? I don't know. To me, it almost just seems like these two individuals could get it. By now, Stevens should have found a way. He's a man of means. Seems like a good ending for this story to me would have been already that he'd reached out to Kyle Lowry behind the scenes and manned up on the situation and apologized to that man as another man, and admitted that he was out of pocket. Something he was very recklessly, and we move on. This day and age, we got to go out and call out everybody on every single thing along a central theme, and I don't know, man. And maybe Steven should be out here making some kind of statement and telling us what the hell was going through his mind. Not that it makes it right, but just to confirm some things. Like, I understand you're a minority owner in this team, but what the hell do you think gave you a right to actually insert yourself into the game? And how does your what happened right there? Then maybe I can say some of the other stuff that's happening. Some of these guys, these businessmen that win on the levels that they win at, these are alpha dudes in that realm. And I don't know if it's necessarily this privilege thing or if it's just this high, strong dude from Billions, Axe. The way that he's portrayed on there. This is a dude who doesn't like to win. I mean, who doesn't like to lose at anything, and is always forcing the issue. And maybe it's some part of that versus just the whole owner mentality and what's going on with the NBA right now with getting away from that word owner. But that's for another morning wood. Let me get on off of here. Get out here to this great Friday. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.